even while you're on the road. It's highly commendable. Thank you very much, sir. So moving on, we'll take a technical message from the chairperson SP Northern Emirates section, Umer Tahir. I believe he's here.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me, Paul?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, Umer.
Hi, good
So glad
evening,
to have
and good
you.
evening, everyone.
All right, sir.
You guys can hear me, yes?
Yes, loud and clear. You can go ahead, sir.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for the invite. And I had my maiden trip, as Mr. Salahuddin and Ogogo mentioned, to Ghana a couple of weeks ago. And again, I can't stress enough on how small the world is. Yesterday and day before, I was in Athens and I met Mr. Tahir's colleague, Mr. Mustafa, from Nigerian Consul, and some of the people from Namibia and even Lagos section. So there are a lot of phrases people say, network is your net worth. So go out, meet people. And I'm based here in Middle East with Hunting Energy Services. And when Susan showed the slide, one of the company, CRA Tubulars, is I'm working with them for last 2 years. I'm taking them to E&P companies globally as a startup company. And I get to see the real action with the investors, with JV partners across the globe where they are working with. So I'm available after this session as well. Please reach out to me for any advice. But Energy World right now, the way I saw in Halliburton's annual event this week in Athens, everyone is craving for anything new in geothermal, carbon capture, hydrogen, methane emission reduction. So either you can increase the efficiency, if you can improve the safety of the operation, anything which can give profit to their business, and also carbon, if you can reduce any carbon footprint of any technology. These are the ones which can go up the chart any day. And in SP ATC startup, some of my friends who have their own new ventures, they are trying to compete. So there is a big hunger right now from super majors, IOCs, and also service companies. You don't have to go too far out. If you are in Africa, I would like you to reach out to even service firms like SOB, Baker Hughes, Halliburton. They all have tech hub, even Hunting Energy Services. I'm part of a technology evaluation team inside Hunting. So we look out for niche technologies who are startups in Europe or in North America, and then we take them global, either as a JV partner or some business collaboration model, or purely funding as well. So this is the perfect time for you guys to experiment, go on your own. And some messages which Susan showed in the slides are amazing. There's nothing more rewarding than doing something for your own self and also helping the industry and the community around you. And I am looking forward to attend ATCE as well. And I look forward to see you and some of you if you are attending. But always there, one phone call, email away if you need any assistance from my side. I wish all of you the very best. And it was great to see you, Agogo and Salahuddin once again. And inshallah, see you guys soon in ATCE. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Umer, for honoring us, and we'll look forward to see you too at the ATC. Thank you very much, sir. All right.
Okay, so Paul, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Confirm you can hear me, please.
Yes, I can. I thought you mute yourself at the point.
Oh, all right. Sorry. Okay. So now I want to have a quick photograph session with our keynote speaker and guests of honor who have actually spoken. So because they may be leaving anytime, depending on their schedule. So we don't want to miss out of a photo session with them. So briefly, everyone, I'll stop sharing my slide, turn on your cameras, and let's have a photo session. So Pedro will be taking us on that. So quickly, just turn on your cameras and have a photo session. All right.
Okay, so I hope you can see me.
So everyone, YP, students, distinguished panelists, keynote speaker, special guest of honor, everyone present here, and even visitors. Please turn on your cameras. Let's see your beautiful and your handsome faces. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I'm still waiting for more persons to do so. And please smile.
Yeah, please smile, please smile.
Okay, so I'll count 1 to 3, then I will take the first shot, then
All
I'll
right.
go again for the second shot, and I'll go for the third one.
All right.
So SPE, greener energy, or cleaner energy, right? Okay, I've taken the first one.
Yeah. All right.
Going for the second one. Mr. Taiwo, that is a beautiful smile. Okay, so Paul, we can go ahead. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much.
Paul, you're muted.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. So we'll be moving on to the next agenda for today. The Honorable is not yet on call, so probably when he comes, once he comes back on call, would
No,
have his
Honorable is with us now. Honorable is with us. The Honorable Commissioner is
Honorable
with
with
us.
us. Oh, all right. Please, could you, Honorable Adriel, please, could you give us your goodwill message now? Thank you very much, sir. Please confirm I can be heard.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It seems.
I guess we can go ahead. So I'll touch base with him on why he's not speaking yet. So let's just go ahead. Maybe we'll pause at some other time to take his message.
All right. All right, that's perfect. Thank you very much, sir. So moving on. Yes, we are gradually coming to one of the major reasons why we are here. So the energy challenge finale, which is one thing I remember the keynote speaker saying that it's one that she was really glad for us having something like that, since it will help us to help our young people to showcase their abilities and talents and problem solving skills. So I'll hand over to the YP Symposium Chair 2024, Nelson Peter, to moderate this session.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're joining from. Please confirm you can hear me, Paul.
Yes, loud and clear. I hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. So please, can we share this slide? Okay, and before that comes up, the energy challenge has been a true revelation and something that we're really proud of to have at this time and during this symposium. We have 5 participants advanced to the final, and we'll be following the series of events. We posted a challenge whereby that we post a video, a 1-minute video, stating how SP has helped them, and the participants with the highest repost got into the final. So we have a case study which we shared with all our participants, with which they will be presenting their speech today. But before I move on, I would also like to introduce our judges. We have 3 judges that will be giving us the final results for this session. First of all, we have Engineer Dolapo, our former YP chair for the Warwick session. We also have Mrs. Mistura joining us, and young professional chair for Nigeria Council. Thank you very much. And lastly, we have Mr. Frank Gide, one of our section directors in SP Warwick. Thank you very much to all our judges for joining us.
Thank you, Nelson, and good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, so we have a case study which is being displayed right here. not to waste our time, I think you can see the screen, you can just go through it. So our judging criteria, I will be judging based on sustainability, affordability, economics, impacts, environmental factors, feasibility, and presentation. So we have 5 speakers, and we'll be going straight to this session. So please, all the speakers, I think you already added Energy Challenge to your name. So by now, I believe you should be made co-host. Please, Paul, can you confirm that is done? Okay.
Okay, while Paul is doing that, I can just call the names of the participants so they are aware of their schedule.
Okay. All right. So we have Favor F. Young. Please confirm you are here. Favor F. Young.
Yes, I'm here, sir.
All right. So we have Lucky.
I'm here, sir.
Lucky, please, are you available?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
So we have Okonkwo Ifunaya. Please confirm you are available.
Yes, sir. I'm available, sir.
Okay. Can't get the last 2 persons now.
Okay, once you're ready, just let me know so you can give me the go ahead.
Please, are you daily Friday? Please confirm you are available.
Yes, I'm ready, sir.
Okay, and Progress, if a Shuku day, please confirm you are available.
Yes, I'm available.
All right, thank you very much. So please, Pedro, can you share the screen? So we are starting with Favor F. Young.
Okay,
So
please give me a moment.
you have 3 minutes to present and share what you have with us.
Okay, please, the screen.
All right.
So,
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is.
Wait. I
Okay.
haven't given you the go. Why are you rushing? I calm down. I want to share the timer, so please give me a minute.
Okay.
Okay, please, while that's going on, usually Friday you'll be presenting next, followed by Progress, then followed by Lucky, and lastly Okonkwo. So this is the order.
Okay, so I don't know if the timer, if anybody can view the timer. Oh, wait, let me share my full screen. Sorry.
Okay, please, while FG is trying to set that up. All right, FG, please.
Yeah.
While you're trying to set that up, please, for all students here, please, we need you to, in the chat box, just write your expectation for this program, the whole program itself, and after writing your expectation, write your school beneath it. So I want to know whose expectation we are seeing. I want to know which school the person is coming from. So please, for all students on call, would like to have that. Thank you very much. FG, you can take over.
All right. So please, if the timer is not coming on, we can just go ahead by sharing the slides. Then.
Okay, so Paul, you just help me keep track while I also keep track from this end too. So I think I will share double screen. Let me see if I can share the double screen.
All right.
Okay, so we'll be having F. Young Favor to deliver the first presentation for the Energy Challenge. And you're having 3 minutes to make your presentation once I just play the screen. So I'll be doing the countdown from my own end, so nobody will be able to see it except the judges. So I will also take note of the time and stop. One thing is that once the 3 minutes is up, automatically you will not be able to view your screen. Like you will not be able to see your slide, and that ends the presentation. So
All right,
Okay,
that's
so
fine.
your time starts now. You can go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Efion Favor from Nigerian Maritime University. So regarding the case study, I proposed a solution, a hybrid system. Now, this hybrid system combines of a solar energy, wind turbine, and a battery system. Now, this is regarded due to the place is located in the sub-Saharan desert, which they have sun and they have wind. So this will be economically achievable through a means which I call the microgrid system, which will distribute electricity locally and can be managed by the community themselves. Now, the components I require for this project, I need the solar panels, the wind turbine, the battery storage system, the charge controllers, the energy management system, the microgrid infrastructures, and monitoring system to load the energy flow within the community. Now, based on my calculation, the solar panel capacity I'll need is a 65 kilowatts. The type is a monocrystal because it is long and durable. Types of number of panels I'll need is the 186 panels will be enough for the project. I did a calculation looking at 100 people in the community. Now, the battery storage, the capacity of the battery I'll need is a 125 kilowatt hour. The type is a lithium ion battery, a Tesla Powerwall to be precise. And based on my calculation, 46 units of this battery be enough for the project. Now, my wind turbine, I'll pick a vertical wind turbine because it can work even when there's low wind blowing. And the model will be a Bedel XL30 and 10 because of the durability. Please move to the next slide. You see, I made some calculations. Based on my calculations, I had a total of, I used the calculation of 100 people in the community. Please move to the next slide. Okay, I did a calculation for total number of people in the community, 100 people, and I found that, and I did my calculations, and I had a total people, I need a total of 65 kilowatts for the solar energy and 625 for the battery system. Now, if you check the other side, you see a schematic diagram of my proposed solution. Now, this microgrid system will contain this battery system, which we have combined the solar energy and the wind energy. We'll be working together to provide electricity to the community. Now, this will be built out of the skid from the community. Now you can see I've labeled all the schematic diagram. The number one is the solar panel, number two, the solar charge controller, the hybrid inverter, distributor, the battery bank, the wind turbines, the wind energy. Now, if you move to my last slide, please. If you can move to the last slide, you see that I already put a proposal for my business. Now, when this energy, when the community now works on this energy, my affordability, now this microgrid system is easy and affordable. The financial grants, they can get financial grants from NGOs, the community, the government, local workforce. Now they can train locals on how to maintain this solar power microgrid in small repairs and troubleshooting. Now the impact is impact the economic development. Since it's a tourism, it has a tourism center. Then it brings more tourists to the place, education and health, improve education, health, and give them more awareness to technology. Now community empowerment, it gives them this sense of responsibility and ownership for the project. Now feasibility, this is a scalability project. It can start on a minimum on a pilot stage. We can start with the hospitals, the school, before we start building, reaching the whole community. Now, engagement will involve the leaders of the community to the program, maintenance and support. Maintenance and support, get maintenance from the NGOs and business owners within the environment.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, sorry. Thank you very much, Friday, for your presentation. So I've stopped that particular presentation because it's time up for you. And I hope you had a nice time within 3 minutes to share your ideas with the judges. And I just got a message for this particular energy challenge. It was developed to enable us to understand how creative we can and also provide solution as engineers to a particular problem. So a case study was given to all the candidates, those that went to the next stage of the competition. And the case study was about a community that doesn't have lights, though they spend much on diesel to afford electricity or energy. So each participant, they are coming with their best idea on what can work in that community and how that community can get access to electricity without noise and without any environmental issues. So we'll be moving over to the next presentation now by, give me a minute, please.
Yeah, but are you delivered Friday, please?
Okay, so the next presentation will be Ayodele Friday. So I'm about to share your screen. And once it is sorry, let me share the screen first before I give you the time. Confirm you can see my screen.
Yeah, can.
Okay. So Friday, once
Please
it is
display very
5.
well.
Okay, I'm coming, please. So Ayodele, your presentation is for 3 minutes. Remember, I'm going to turn off the screen. That is your presentation once the time elapses. So your time is, you start by 4:56. You can start.
Good everyone. I'm Ayodele Friday from Federal University of Petroleum Resources, EFRON. My proposed solution to the case study is solar-powered microgrid with agricultural integrations, agrivoltaic. Please display to the next place. Please display to the next. Why is it solar? Why is it solar power microgrid? Because the Kibir village has a high abundance of sunlight. And why is it agricultural integrations? Because it is rich in vegetation. My sustainability for this solution is implementing a solar power microgrid systems by harness the abundant sunlight covering into electricity. This is SDG Goal 7. Affordability or economics for this is, for example, you can see as being displayed in the figure below. The economics for the solar, as the maintenance and the total cost for the solar gives 366,300,000. And for that of diesel generators, we will see that a 1 liter of diesel is 1,200. And considering a generator using 5 liters times the 500 generators considered in a year gives us, including the total maintenance, gives us a total balance of 1,196,000,000 naira. We could see that the total cost for the total economics for the solar energy is quite lower than that of the diesel generator. And to get the fund for this project, I will align with the community fund model and take a percentage average of the agricultural and the terrorism. Move to the next stage, please. Yes, what is the impactful? It make the community self-rely energy independent communities, and of which you can see here, you can see education advancement SDG 4, healthcare improvement SDG 3, and improve the overall quality of the Kidwe village. Environmental factors. It is understood and clear that solar energy is clean, renewable, reducing the carbon footprint, which in line with the net zero goal 2050. Fixability. It is proved and readily available that it is proven readily available that it is proven readily available, and I'll be partnering with the solar technology companies, which serve as a business opportunity and organize a training program for the villagers, which serve as a job opportunity. And to the conclusions, I would like to conclude that this is the best that we enhance. This is the best that will enhance the solution to the solar to the green village.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ayodele, for your presentation. So that was already time up. So that was why I had to stop your slide. And I was even thinking you still continue like that, even before stopping your slide. So thank you very much for your presentation. And we'll be moving over to the next presenter, the person of Progress, Ifechukudi. I don't know if you are here. Progress, confirm you're on the call.
I'm on the call, ma. I'm here.
Okay. So let me share your screen and I will tell you when to start. So please don't rush, yeah?
Okay.
Progress. Confirm you can see my screen.
Not yet. Okay, I can see your screen now.
Okay. Okay, so you can start now and you start by by 5 p.m.
Good day, panel of judges. My name is Ifechukudi Roots Progress, and proposing on clean and sustainable energy solution for Kigweri's village, leveraging on solar power for a brighter future. Living as Fatima in Kigweri village, I've come to experience firsthand the struggles of the Kigweri people. Although they have nice, rich vegetation cover and availability of sunlight, they still suffer from energy crisis. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay. The challenges Kigweri village are suffering are expensive energy source, that's the diesel, health risks due to CO2 emissions from generator, dirty source of energy causing environmental pollution, population decrease due to migration of locals, and low business establishment drive. Now, the possible solutions that I have discovered are solar power, and that's the introduction of solar farms and implementation of a pay-as-you-go payment model, and also the establishment of biomass energy. Though biomass is a solution to this problem, the installation or use of solar power is more suitable. It's better for the Kigweri people. Now, the implementation flowchart. To implement the solar panel in Kigweri, we'll start by evaluation. This will be done by assessing the current energy usage and gathering inputs and also support. Then by funding and partnership, we'll collaborate with local government authorities and partner with NGOs for grants and cost effectiveness. For procurement and logistics, we can buy solar panels and batteries in bulk and also transport and store them. Then installation and setup, we can look for a good site, preferably farm, and install solar panels and set it up, and also set up a smart distribution network. Operation and maintenance, we can set up the pay-as-you-go payment plan, and also begin generating and distributing electricity, and also sell to other sister communities. Expansion and scaling. Okay, benefits and impact of solar power on Kigweri village. It's a cleaner source of energy. It's a very reliable source of energy, and it has little maintenance needed. Solar power can last up to like 20 to 25 years with little or no maintenance at all. And it also increases the economic growth of the village by providing job opportunities. And by harnessing the power of solar energy, Kigweri people can overcome its energy challenges. The locals that have been migrating to other cities will be tempted to come back due to, okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
very, very, very much.
All right.
Okay, so moving over to the next presenter, the person of Lucky Emiemi. Lucky, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm on the call. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. I hope we're having a nice time. We can see all the presentation, everybody coming up with great ideas to tell us why we should give that community light and every other thing. So you can also put in comments, like share them up, ginger them. It's not easy to make presentation within 3 minutes. Are you serious? Just ginger them, like tell them you are there for them, like that. So I'll be moving over to the next presenter, the person of Lucky. Lucky, please give me a minute so I can bring up your slide.
All right.
Okay, so Lucky. Okay. Okay, so Lucky, once I share your slide, I will give you the go ahead first before you start. Like, not when I share the slide, you just start all of a sudden. So this is the same to all participants. Nobody should rush. Take your time within 3 minutes to exhibit your best product. Sure, go over to Lucky. Confirm you can see my slide, my screen rather, not my slide.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so Lucky, you can start 506 to stop.
Okay, good day everyone. My name is Lucky, and I am proposing a solar microgrid system for Kigweri for this energy challenge. Next slide, please. The core of my proposal is to implement a solar microgrid system which provides a reliable, sustainable, and scalable energy solution for Kigiri, and also the infusion of a local cooperative to manage the microgrid system and also a microfinancing option for locals so that they can afford the microgrid solar system in their home. So for terms of fit purpose, Kigweri is has the sonic climate which makes it ideal for the solar project. Solar energy is clean, which should reduce the village's reliance on this generator. Next slide, please. So in terms of feasibility, of course, Kigiri receives enough sunlight for this project, and we'll also train local members in terms of how to support this project, and also possible fundings to come from government grants, international aid, NGOs, and private investments. So roughly currently in Nigeria, an installation that will cost 1.5 kVA of solar power system is around 500,000 naira. And I believe that with the partnership of the government, international agencies and private investment, we can be able to get the funding that would be able to initiate and establish this project. Next slide, please. So in terms of implementation, we're going from the assessment all through to monitoring and expansion as the community grows. So conduct thorough assessment of the village energy need, which we are currently doing. Secure funding through investment partnership, hold town hall meeting to get residents aware of the program, train locals, and get funding for this project. So expected outcome is that we are expecting reliable electricity for homes, businesses, and schools, so that we can help to attract investment in that area and bring back the tourism, to bring alive the tourism nature of Kigiri. In terms of environmental benefits, this will significantly reduce the carbon emission and noise pollution in Kigiri local government. In terms of economic growth, it will increase business establishments, reduce migration, and enhance tourism potential. So in terms of community engagement, this will bring skills through training of locals who will be there to service these innovation. And thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for presenting. So we'll be moving over to the last presenter for the Energy Challenge 2024. Somebody make some drum rolls. Somebody is even sending comments. Say, Abba, do something for them. Ginger them. Clap for Lucky. Clap for Progress. Clap for Friday. Clap for Ayodele. Clap, 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 clap. Thank you. I can see them now. Clap. If I call you to come and do presentation, and you will call my name. So clap for them. It's not easy. So I'll be calling on the last presenter for the Energy Challenge, Young Professional Symposium, SP Section 104, 2024. And that will be the last presentation for the Energy Challenge. Then we can call on our symposium chair to take over. So give me a minute to get the presentation. Okay, so the last presenter for the day is Okonkwo Ifunaya Doris. Confirm you're on the call and you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'll share your screen. You are not to start immediately until I say go ahead. So please don't rush. Confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, I can hear you. I can see your screen now.
Okay, so you can start by 5:10 you end. Thank you.
Good day, panel of judges. Good day, my great audience. My name is Okonkwo Ifunaya Doris from PTI Student Chapter, and I'm working on transformation of energy landscape, empowering sustainable development through renewable energy innovations in Kigiri village. Next slide, please. Kigiri is a small town, and as Fatima, I
learned that they are encountering several problems, which are lack of sustainable source of energy, expensive cost of diesel fuel for generator to power electricity, constant power outage in the village at night, especially. As you can see a dark night here. And these problems has resulted to low establishment drive and has caused residents to start moving out of the town to cities. Okay, I propose these solutions for this problem. Number one, installation of solar panels, community solar farm, and solar battery storage. And secondly, I also propose establishment of biomass and biogases. But based on Kibiri village, I would like to go with the solar panel and solar farm because solar panel is more healthier to the environment. Next slide, please. Okay, this is my cost for this. Based on Kibiri is a small village. I made this estimation. For Kibiri village. Solar plant farm is not an easy project, though it helps in the future. It is not going to be easy to be established at all. So it's going to cost quite a lot. And the total average cost, these are the breakdown of what is needed for this. The total cost is $3.47 million. And this amount is 5.17 billion in Naira. These are the impacts and environmental factors of solar panels in Kibiri village. Solar panel is beneficial to communities. Its benefit to communities is numerous because it's reliable in terms of energy source for electricity. And it also helps to stimulate local businesses, reduce migration by improving life conditions. Additionally, Kibiri is rich in bio vegetations and tourist attractions can be better leveraged with reliable energy, boosting the ecotourism and local interest. Then also, as a renewable source of power, solar energy has the important role to reduce greenhouse gas emission and mitigating climate change, which is critical to protecting humans, wildlife, and ecosystem. It is safe to say that solar energy is not hazardous to the environment, but rather it protects the environment.
Thank you very much. Thank you
very much.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all the presenters. We had a very wonderful session. Please, we can do well to share them up. Okay, so the prize
Please,
for
Paul, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
All right. Yes, you can continue, sir.
Can you hear me? All right, all
Yes,
right. So please, so kudos to all our presenters. This is a wonderful one. You did it very well. And please, we can do well to share them up in the comment section. Okay, so there will be prizes for this. They're not just coming to present. So we've shared that the winner of this challenge will be presented with 100,000 naira. Then the first runner-up 75,000 naira, and the second runner-up 50,000 naira, courtesy of our wonderful sponsors that have given resources for this energy challenge. And as we continue, we'll be having them present, give us one or two of their remarks, our wonderful sponsors. Thank you very much. Also, so we'll be heading over to the judges. So the judges will present their final criteria for this presentation and hand over to us. We will be announcing the results before the end of this symposium. Thank you, everyone. On that Paul, you can take over from here.
All right, thank you very much. The judges are on call. I think the judges can give their remarks before we continue.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the judges will give general feedback. Then
Yes,
later
exactly.
on, we'll collate the score and announce the winners. Thank you.
Of course, yes. So, Ms. Engineer Dolapo, could you give your remark now? Thank you. Is this still on call? All right, what of Ms. Tura? Is Ms. Tura on call?
Okay, yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone.
So well done to the presenters, as in, like you said, having to present such an idea within 3 minutes is actually not an easy task. Okay, firstly, I will talk about sustainability. Yes, we all know about the SDGs. And I like the fact that all of you saw a natural gift that this environment has, which is solar, and you were able to like literally into your ideas and all like that. Yeah, and for those that came up with other ideas too, yes, it's actually nice to have a backup plan because we know what it is like when it comes to adapting renewables. We have some of these things that are naturally available when we need them. And probably, let's say like solar now, for example, if you don't have very good battery system during the day, yes, it's readily available. Then at night, you have to either look for another solution, which comes to affordability. We know what it is to get even batteries and how expensive they are. So for those who actually dived into the breakdown your of the expenses, I think in terms of affordability, a lot of us had this high, like it was really high from my end. So I think there are several ways. Funny enough, there was a video I saw yesterday on something some guys innovated. Like you don't really have to do like I know somebody mentioned something about doing it for hospitals and probably the major government areas first. I think that's actually a nice idea. Then from there you can start doing something that is actually affordable and little for homes, probably little solar lamps. It doesn't have to be something that would provide electricity to the environment at once. Then from maybe tourism and every other thing, you'll start making money to actually expand these things. Then the impact for the society, yes, it would, yeah, most likely bring back the tourists. Then I like the person that said where you can actually sell electricity or something like that to other community. That's you actually thinking of the future and putting these things into place. And environmental factor, yes, we all know that solar is actually yes, safe, but what about the storage of these batteries? What if we don't have good maintenance? How do we actually put these things into good use? That's when it comes to maintenance and all like that. So yeah, feasibility too. Yeah, for
Why
me,
you
like
doing?
I said, most of these were expensive, but there's
Yeah,
something we can
Kaka.
actually
What
do
will you? What will you?
better. You can actually check online. You see people doing little stuffs. There was one I saw that was just this container of these are pet bottles that you put on the roofs and attach. That could serve as lightning just from the sun during the day. Then at night, you can attach this little solar panel at the top, just at least for the start to provide just lightning to this house. And then probably there's a general place where people can go charge their stuffs, like centralized places before you do it for the entire community, because I believe it's in bits. Then in terms of presentation, yeah, I could count one or two that are yes, nice when it comes to presentation, like your slides. Yes, well done. I think we can actually do better. And in terms of speaking and everything, I think it was good, but we can improve on it. Thank you again for inviting. Well done.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ra. So, Engineer Dolapo, you can go ahead briefly. Thank you, sir. Then after you will have Engineer Frank.
Thank you so much, Paul. Paul, confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much, Paul. Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to appreciate the presenters for excellent job. Kudos to all of you, and nice job. In addition to what Mr. had mentioned, I think the solutions that you all have provided is actually tied to about the same thing, solar energy and renewable energy as it is. But I think two of you introduced some level of innovation to the solution, and that would be Ayodele and Progress that try to tie the production of energy back to agriculture, which is very good. And I think from the case study that was provided, that would be like the major occupation of the people in Kiribiri village, where they are farmers and and their village is rich in vegetation. So tying back the solution to agriculture is very, very interesting. Then I also think just a few persons showed the implementation plan, which is something that will have been interesting to see. So having the implementation plan in the presentation is nice. And also the presentation of the financials is something that I'd like to encourage most of you to look into properly. Presenting it in the table will have enabled us to see your financials properly, especially know the cost of doing it for a town that has about 100% or more or less. So that's something I'd like to encourage you guys to look into next time. In addition to that, time management, just about 2% were able to keep to time. But in all, you guys have done very well and a very interesting solutions. I wish you good luck. Thank you. Over to you, Paul.
Okay, I think Paul lost connection. Fedrigo, can you take over, please?
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Frank, I get it. You can go ahead with your remark.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Let me start by saying that this contest is indeed a reminder of the critical importance of energy, in driving economic growth, improving the quality of life, and also ensuring environmental sustainability. And for me, I'm so excited to see the innovative solutions that the contestants, have developed. Just like my co-judges mentioned, yes, their comments are very right on point, because if I have to start with the presentation, I want to commend all the contestants. Yes, the presentation was clear, very clear, well structured. And I want to commend you all for the efforts to ensure that it came out well. And if I'm asked, did they communicate their ideas effectively? Yes, it was clear enough for me. And I appreciate the fact that you made it so simple for me to understand. Then talking about feasibility, yes, the solutions I have seen, can they be implemented realistically? Can they be implemented realistically? Yes, they can be implemented realistically. But the question again is, can the solution be realistically implemented with available resources? So, but from the presentation, what I could see from the different contestants is like they already have, a pathway they could source for fund, to drive the project. But I was looking at a situation where, they could look at what is available, what is on hand, if possible, starting at a zero cost, if that is possible. That would have really interested them. That would have really been very interesting to me. But all the same, yes, I see the zeal, and I can also confirm that yes, solar biomass, as mentioned by the contestants, they can be implemented. But one thing to take note of is, which is a feedback for everyone, is what is the available resources, what is on hand, where can we start from? And I think I'm happy with the few suggestions that a co-judge mentioned, Ms. Tura. I'm sure everyone will take note of that. And good enough, talking about environmental factors, yes, those solutions, those innovative solutions, environmentally, yes, they are friendly, and that is good. Kudos to you guys. Talking about impacts, the project outcomes, what is the impact on the village energy problem. Yes, it's obvious that it's going to light up the village. Yeah. So, but what will be the cost on them? Because this is not free, really. Energy is not, it's quite expensive. Yeah. So, personally, I would have loved to also see that aspect, but that is still fine. Then talking about affordability and economic factors, and this is just a feedback. If the village is so rich, endowed with some natural resources, and that is why most of the contestants are keying into solar. Yes, which is very good. Yeah. So, but if you are choosing, it will not be out of place to also highlight, and that's why I'm particularly also happy with the guy that mentioned the hybrid system. Yeah, taking into consideration all the available, energy resources. But there could have been a comparison, perhaps an evaluation to really show that, of course, in the hybrid system, some may have, in terms of what each of the energy sources is contributing to the grid, they may not all contribute same percentage. Yeah. So my point here really is that if you are choosing one over the other, there must be some scientific reasons. If somebody provide a solution for both biomass and solar, which is fine, good. But why did you opt for solar? Yes, you mentioned some things, which is very good, but I was expecting to perhaps see some more scientific reasons, maybe relating to costs, maybe environmental, something that is measurable, that one can really identify with. But all the same, they were very well presented, and in a project like this, it is also important to know that you may not have everything in place. So how are you going to progress in getting the project to reality? For example, the guy that mentioned the hybrid system, it will not be cost effective considering the available resources in that village. To just perhaps maybe it's because of time, you would have highlighted, that is going to be in different stages. Perhaps start with one energy source, and then how you're going to progress to others. That would have also, bring out that the color or drive home some of these points. So I will drop it off here, and again, let me congratulate all the contestants for very, very good work that they have done, and I'm sure they have taken notes of all these feedbacks. Of course, there will always be an opportunity in the future. Sometimes it doesn't have to be the big things. You may just start small, considering your available resources. Thank you. Over to you, Paul.
Okay, I think Paul is still having connection issues. Thank you so much, Mr. Frank, for all of the suggestions, and thank you so much to all of our judges. Really, thank you so much. I think the next thing on the agenda is for the sponsors' remark, right? So I think, please can we change the slide to the sponsor remark? Yes. So do we have representative from Solar Center here, just to give a quick remark before we go ahead?
Okay, no, their representatives are not on ground, but they sent in some materials. So maybe we can go over to the paper presentation where we sort out those materials.
All right, that's perfect then. Okay, so the slides to the paper presentation, please. Okay, thank you. So we have Dr. Olatunde Mosobolaje. I don't know if I got that right. So thank you so much for availing yourself. We'll be speaking on. We'll be having a technical presentation today, and he's a faculty member at the Petroleum Engineering Department of Convenience University, and is into field application and workflow encoding and pedagogy style. and he has a testimonial of his pursuit of excellence in teaching, and he recently received his Dean's Award as the best teacher in the department, and is currently the research interest is in engineering education, and is really proficient with open source platforms like Python and R. And he has received the Best Paper Award in an international conference featuring over 100 authors from 17 countries and a bronze medal in another. I think we are quite covered here. Dr. Latunde, please can you confirm if you are with us, please? Thank you so much for availing yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm here.
All right, that's perfect. Thank you so much. So, so over to you. We'll be having your presentation in 15 minutes time. You have 15 minutes for your presentation. Thank you so much.
I hope I can share my screen.
Okay, so yes, I think you can now.
LinkedIn, where you comment, say.
And please confirm if it's, my screen is.
Yes, we can see your screen. If you can go ahead in 15 minutes, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too. And hello, everyone on this call. Thank you, the SP Worry section, for this invitation to speak at this event. I feel really honored to be asked to do this. Okay, and then interestingly, it was just less than a year ago when the SP Worry section had a webinar towards the end of 2023, and I joined that webinar as part of the audience. Little did I know that the table will be turning very soon, and I'll be back in Worry section again for this time around as a speaker. So again, thank you all. My name is Olatunde Moshobalaje, Covenant University. I see this presentation as a kind of, me doing this as a kind of a tour guide. And we'll just be exploring the role of technology for a sustainable energy future, okay? Particularly the fusion of academia and industry. How do we collaborate for that? And we'll do all of that in the context of young professionals, because the target of this presentation is about the young professionals, okay? Now, if I were to be in the audience, I would have loved that the presenter, I'm not a fan of very lengthy topics, so I would have loved my teacher to break down the topic first for me. So, and exactly that's what I'm doing right now. So, it's constructing the topic. Basically, if we're able to answer these 4 questions, I think we probably will have done justice to that topic. So, what are the 4 questions? Number 1, what makes for a sustainable energy future? 2, what emerging technologies holds a promise for that future? And how can the academia and industry collaborate to create that future? And of course, what are the opportunities that are daring for young professionals? So these will be the questions I hope we can answer. All right. And based on those questions, I'll be talking to this outline here, this video outline of the presentation. Okay. First, I will give you an introduction into the concept of sustainable energy future, talking about the current energy mix and then the pillars of sustainability, and then the challenges and targets before the industry. Then I will move on in the second part to talk about the emerging technologies that are shaping our world presently. And then I'll also move on to talk about the model and some recommendations that can guide the academia and industry in collaborating towards creating this future. And lastly, I will be highlighting some opportunities that are there for young professionals, okay? So these are the 4 things. I hope I will have more than 4 slides, okay? So quickly, when we talk of energy, of course, as we speak, these are sources of energy that are currently powering our world. They are broadly divided into 2, the renewables and the non-renewables. Of course, oil and gas, that's what we are in. SP, that's our traditional area. Is classified as part of the non-renewable, then coal and nuclear as part of that. But then we have the renewables, that's the wind, the solar, and I'm quite impressed by the presentation of the participants of the energy challenge we just had. Many of them talk about solar and then biomass and geothermal and all those. So those are the renewables. And then we have the renewable. Now, because we are petroleum engineers, we're always faced with the concern. Are we, is our business going to be out of, are we going to be out of business very soon? That is, would fossil fuel be phased out soon? I can tell you for free that it's not very likely. The trend we have is not suggesting that we'll be out of fossil fuel era very soon. The reason being this, yes, in spite of the global decarbonization initiative that is all around us, not much has changed in the the proportion of the contribution of fossil fuel to the energy mix. And the reason the reason for that is essentially because there is rise in global energy demands. Yes, we keep having an increase in energy demands due to population and some other things. Okay. Another reason why fossil fuel will still stay with us for a while is the fact that natural gas, being a cleaner energy compared to oil, is actually acting as a bridge between now and the low carbon future. So natural gas is still kind of giving us the leverage. Okay, it's not as dirty, it's not as bad as oil. So natural gas kind of act as a transition between us and that low carbon future. So we're still in business. Also, the advances we have experienced in carbon capture, utilization and storage technologies, which essentially help us to undo the damage that fossil fuels are doing. Okay, so the advancement we have in that area is also encouraging, it's also sustaining the use of fossil fuel, of course, and lastly, economic factors. Some of these renewables, they are not yet very competitive when it comes to economic factors compared to fossil fuel. Okay, and now talking about the sustainability, you see the word sustainability get thrown around a lot these days, and so we need to know exactly what's sustainability. Sustainability generally, not just in the context of what we're talking about now, stands on 3 pillars. That's why I call it the tripod. The social pillar, the environmental pillar, and then the economic pillar. In the context of energies, the energy industry, so the Sustainable Energy Future Initiative is advocating for a balanced blend between the economic, environmental, and social considerations in meeting our energy demands. In fact, somebody said Sustainable Energy Future is that one that meets our current energy demands without jeopardizing the future generations' ability to meet their own demand. Okay? Talking of environmental, it will be a cleaner energy, okay, that is the Sustainable Energy Future will be that of cleaner energy, minimizing the greenhouse effects, and of course, minimizing the ecological footprint. Talking about social, it will give equitable access to energy, it will enhance community development, and of course, guarantee energy security. And talking about economics, it will ultimately guarantee value for all the stakeholders, reduce cost, and then increase production and values for the stakeholders in the business. Okay, so all those put together would mean we have a sustainable energy future. Now, these are the targets and the challenges before the industry presently, particularly for the oil and gas, to increase production, to reduce cost, to be efficient in operation, and to be safe, and of course, to reduce carbon footprint. And talking about the sustainable future generally, not just energy, and not just the oil and gas section, these are the targets that are facing the industry presently. To reduce dependence on fossil fuel, of course, and to have net zero emission. Net zero emission actually refers to balancing the emission of greenhouse gases and then the removal of them. Also, when we're able to balance that, we have a net zero. Okay, then universal access to energy. That's actually an SDG, UN SDG, and then energy efficiency, again, cost competitiveness. So transiting to that future is going to be a transition from fossil fuels to non-fossil fuel to renewables. And I can tell you again that the oil companies, even though they are oil and gas companies, they are not in any way slack when it comes to that transition. They are transitioning too. And as young professionals, we are better off if we begin to have the mindset that our career should be conscious of that transition. Yes, you are reading engineering as a student, or you are a young professional in the oil and gas industry, but just know that your employers, your corporations are transitioning, so you have to join in that transition. Look at this this cartoon that I have here. You can see the investment of oil and gas company in low carbon technologies that are not traditionally oil and gas. You can see biofuels right there, offshore wind and solar PV. And you can see that what we have here is a proportion compared to the investment from other companies. As you can see right there, some increase in proportion are right there, particularly for carbon capture. Then also here again, we have capital expenditure of oil and gas companies in businesses that are out of the core gas supply. You can see some great transitioning right there, investment of capital into local businesses. Okay, now quickly I go into the second aspect of this presentation. Those are so I want to quickly talk about the emerging technologies that we have. Of course, I will start with the one that is buzzing now. That's data analytics, machine learning, and then AI. Of course, this is not a presentation where I need to talk about this concept. I mean, what they mean. But in case you are wondering what you mean, I have on this slide some little definition, but I won't have time to go through that. But they have applications. I mean, data analytics, machine learning, and AI have applications in the energy sector. Of course, all businesses are these days driving their business decision based on data. Also, data analytics and machine learning are being used to forecast demand and supply in the energy sector to drive predictive maintenance, and of course to optimize the energy systems and to identify inefficiency in the systems and to optimize the energy grid. This is something very, very important, okay? Now, but particularly for the oil and gas sector, I mean, if you are a petroleum engineering student or professional, here I have here the various applications of machine learning and artificial intelligence in the sub-disciplines and in the entire value chain of our discipline, from the geosciences, the seismic data processing, through the drilling, well logging, and then reservoir engineering, even safety and environment, and then production and everything. Okay, so these are various ways data analytics and machine learning are finding applications in the oil and gas sector. Now, another technology that is really emerging, that's the Internet of Things, IoT, okay? And sensors are everywhere these days. They're essentially IoT sensors to manage energy grids, to improve the usage, the efficiency of energy usage, and of course, to integrate renewables. See, we're talking about renewables, getting them integrated into the energy grid. We're using IoT to do all of that, then automation, and then predictive maintenance, even data collection from remote oil fields. Okay, quickly, cloud computing, that's another emerging technology. And the beauty of cloud computing and why many businesses are really taking their computational tasks to the cloud is because you could use what we call scalable data storage. That is, you only pay for what you need at the time. If tomorrow you need more, you don't have to tie down your capital and get hardware for what you don't need now. When there's a need for it, when you don't need so much, you pay for the little you are using. When you need so much, you pay for them. So that's why even companies are migrating to the cloud. Of course, that gives them the leverage to do advanced data analytics, and remote work, of course, and data sharing is really enhanced by cloud computing technology. Of course, emission monitoring, high performance computing for complex reservoir simulations here for petroleum engineering fellows. Sometimes we have a simulation very complex and we need HPC to do that. That's available. So these are ways cloud computing is finding applications in the energy sector. Then virtual reality is something very interesting. These days you get to hear a lot about oil field digital twins, and then simulation, the safety and operational training. Yeah, where we do trainings without exactly going to, where we simulate issues, and then in training we're able to train people to respond, essentially by creating virtual or augmented reality of those things. Last year I was in a nice SP nice at Lagos, and one of the companies, I think Seplat, brought their VR facilities to the place, and putting on this goggle felt very, very strange, and then you're able to, it gives you a sense as if you are ready. So these are technologies shaping our the energy sector, and then biotechnology, and then lastly the blockchain. Now, quickly, let me say this, because I know this symposium is highlighting startups. Now, you hear a lot about our friends in the financial sector talking about fintech, developing startups for payment and the rest. Now, we can do the same as, young professionals that we are can champion that, something like that in the oil and gas industry. Blockchain technology could be used for peer-to-peer energy trading, to develop smart contracts for energy transactions, stuff like that. Okay, it could be used for supply chain transparency. Okay, permit me to quickly now move on to the third part of this presentation now, and that's the collaboration between the academia and the industry, okay? And I'll quickly present this model to you, what we come to know as the marriage model, okay? It's a marriage of convenience. That is a marriage that is built on mutual advantage for the two parties, okay? This fellow, Professor Chatterjee from the University of Illinois in Chicago, came up with this model, which I quickly present. Now, he said the collaboration between academia and industry is likened to the marriage relationship, and that's we have the three phases in the marriage relationship: the dating, the marriage proposal, and then the wedding. And of course, in the collaboration too, we have exactly those three: the networking, the research proposal, and then the signing of agreement. Quickly, for the networking, the first meeting, that's like the first date you have with your partner, okay, happens most time at technical conferences. I'll be talking briefly very soon about recommendations. So you have to, as an academia person, you have to go to the right conference, okay? Then, of course, there are online networking platforms too, like LinkedIn, like freelancing. I encourage our students on the call, our young professionals, to make sure you're active on these platforms because that's where things are happening. The phase two, that's a proposal. Of course, everybody married on this call, I mean, everybody who is married will know that a good proposal is the one that elicits a yes from the partner, okay? So what's that proposal in terms of industry and academic collaboration? It must show value. It must show the value that both parties have to gain. That value could be in money, could be in knowledge, could be in solution to some industrial problems. It must be relevant to the industrial problem. Of course, then we sign agreement. That's the last stage. That's the one analogous to the wedding. Agreement in terms of funding, in terms of who is going to own the intellectual properties, and of course, non-disclosure agreement. All right. Now, these are a few recommendations, particularly for my fellows in the academia. Attend the right conference. Yeah, I can't say that, so there are professional conferences, but there are also conferences that are tilted mostly to the academic community. Please ensure you have a balance. When you go to academic conferences, all you see is your academic colleagues, okay? But if you want to forge collaboration with industrial guys, then you attend conference like the SP NICE conference, okay? That's where you meet the industry guys. Ask the right question when you meet them. Of course, balance your research between fundamental research and applied research, and let your proposal show value. Conduct meetings before writing proposal. It's like dating, okay? It is in such meetings you will discuss requirements, the deliverables, and the limitations of the relationship. Of course, keep the relationship sustained as long as possible. You strive for novelty. That novelty is like the spark between marriage partners, okay? Keep it alive, and of course, develop skills, communication skills, and presentation skills. These are the things we stand to gain if we embrace this industry academia collaboration, okay? On the side of human capital development, we have industry contributing to our curriculum design, and then we have internships opportunity for both students and faculty members. Then we have mentoring, and this is very key for me, something I'm quite passionate about, having industry guys mentor my students. Then we have continuing education for young professionals too. And then for research and innovation, we have funding, we have data sharing, things like that. Now, permit me to quickly introduce to you this triple helix model. Is a global initiative that advocates a collaborative framework for interaction between academia, industry, and of course the third one, that's government. And interestingly, very recently, the Nigerian chapter of that global triple helix, that's the triple helix Nigeria, got launched, and they are doing very well. I had the privilege earlier in the year to be invited to join that, and I can tell you free that they're doing very great. These are some of their contacts. You may want to check up what all of them. They had a vision they are running with presently, which I think is something you should be excited about. Okay, now with all modesty, let me share my experience over just less than a year. In 2023, I attended a conference, that's the SP conference in Lagos, and I networked with a few industry professionals, and then of course I followed up with them. After the conference, I requested their input into my course. I'm teaching a course here at Covenant, Data Analytics and Machine Learning. So I asked them for input, and they did give their input. I solicited them to be mentors to my students. I recently formed a cluster of students who are interested in data analytics. So I get these industry guys to be mentors for the students, and of course I give them reports. And I can tell you, interestingly, less than a year, we have collaborated on a very big project. And of course, I'll be attending that same conference this year by August with 5 of those industry guys, co-authors already. I think that's for me, that's very encouraging. And then I'm saying this so that my colleagues too we can all see the beauty of doing this. Okay. Now, what are the opportunities for young professionals in all of this as I quickly bring this to a close? You see, this is the data age. And you can see that even the market size of the AI in the oil and gas industry is increasing. And there are gaps in the workplace. I mean, we have petroleum engineers on one hand who lacks data skills. And on the other hand, we have non-petroleum engineers, of course, who have data skills, maybe because they are computer science professionals, but they lack the domain knowledge. And retraining either of them to fit is not very successful. So to bridge that gap is for young professionals, students, petroleum engineering students, get not just the domain knowledge, but also the data analytics. Such people are in great demand and they will experience faster growth. If you want to prepare yourself, and I want to tell you this, please, the industry will be unforgiving for any young professional or any student of petroleum engineering who is not taking advantage to build capacity in these areas, okay? Yeah, so these are the digital skills you may want to use to build your capacity. We have a lot of them here. And of course, Python is ranked very high in that. I teach a course here in Covenant Python, and I could get materials across to you. So I'll give you a link to the GitHub repository where the materials for that course and then the interaction between my students. If you want to learn, places to learn, most of them for free. We have a Kaggle, we have a Coursera, we have EDX, and a WorldQuant University. WorldQuant University, the course I did there is probably the best course I've ever done, and it's completely free. So I encourage you to do that. We're very applied data science course, of course. Talking of domain knowledge, if you want to learn, these are things to learn. Just learn about all those alternative energy sources. And just 3 days ago, I saw adverts from Energy Technology Institute. That's a place to learn. They have courses, master's and PhD levels that captures this domain, geothermal, solar, and so you may want to check up that and probably continue education in that. Lastly, there are communities that will support you in doing that. LinkedIn, Kaggle, and of course, Medium. At this point, I want to charge all our YPs. Please bring your fresh perspectives and innovative mindset. Those are things we are known for. Bring those things to solve the energy industry challenges. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you. God bless you all.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Tunde, for that wonderful presentation. Really learned a lot from this. Really, to be honest, talking about the, exploring the role of technology for sustainable energy future and bringing this energy mix, sustainable tripod, the data analytics, IoT, VR, blockchain, the collaboration with academia and industry. To be honest, it's been a very wonderful one. Thank you so much for this. And I know a lot of people on the chat would like to connect with you, probably to learn some one or two things. Maybe you could drop your LinkedIn account or how they can contact you maybe on the chat box. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, so I think we'll be going over to the next theme, the next agenda. So it's going to be the remarks from our sponsors before we then go for the panel session. So can we confirm if our sponsors are ready? So you could kindly stop sharing so we'll be able to share the program slides. Thank you.
Not yet. You can go ahead. Just go ahead. When you are ready, I will notify you.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so Dr. Tunde, please kindly stop sharing so we'll be able to share the slides. Okay, thank you. So we'll be sharing our slides right now.
Okay, so while we are waiting for Ayomide to share his own slide from his end, we would love to recognize the presence of our Igbo section chairman, the person of Dr. Eddie Oko. Welcome, sir. Confirm you can hear me, Doc. Dr. Eddie, confirm you can hear me. Okay, so once it's available, we'll call on him. So Ayo, you can go ahead.
Okay, so just a minute for the slide to come up. Thank you.
Okay, so Ayo. Okay, thank you.
Yes, okay, that's nice. So I think to go over to the next agenda after this, the next item rather. Yeah, the next. Okay, so this is the place we've been really waiting for. One of the most important parts of this program. We have our panel session and we have amazing personalities because I'm super excited for this. So please can you go into the next slide so we introduce uh the moderators on our panel. So my name is Abdul Malik Ajibade and I'll be the one taking over the panel session. I'll be doing this with Glory Oladile, who will be speaking with us shortly as well. So can we go over to the next slide? Okay, so we have these amazing personalities. To be honest, if you can see me, I'm all smiles. Really, we have Madam Eleftheria from Viola Water Technologies and Solutions. We have Mike Taiwo, the president of Dreams Bridge LLC, and we have Ned Atewogboye, the operations and maintenance engineer at Amherst School. We have Bilal from Technical from GIZ, who is an energy technical advisor. We have Oladeji Olaoti from Falcon, and we have Mr. Barker Yusuf Balami from NNPC. All right, so we'll be giving you a brief about this amazing personalities we have here, really top people, right? So Gloria, over to you to introduce Madam Eleftheria. Thank you.
Okay, good day everyone. Please kindly confirm you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Okay, so Eleftheria is from Viola Water Technologies and Solutions UK. She is a global product manager, delivering cost-effective chemical solutions suitable for greenfield, brownfield, onshore and offshore assets. And she also has about more than 12 years of international experience in the oil and gas industry. And currently, she focuses on reshaping chemical solutions and processes for fit sustainability purposes. I think that's one of the things that actually captured my attention in her profile. So welcome, Ellie. Can you just say hi to the audience if you can hear us?
I can hear you. I hope you can hear me too.
Yeah, I can hear you. Welcome, welcome. So moving over to we can do well to give a hand clap, like a clap, and to just welcome our panelists. Thank you. So we're moving on to the next introduction of the next speaker. So
okay.
Michael Taiwo.
All right.
Yeah, so hand it over to yeah, thank you.
All right, so Michael Taiwo, popularly known as MC, is a social entrepreneur. He has a background in advanced hydrogen technology at Shell USA, where he advises companies on how to integrate hydrogen to their energy mix. And beyond this, he's popularly known for the MC Scholarship, where he supports high achieving students not only in Africa, but it's even coast across Southeast Asia, where he's sponsored about over 170 people students through this opportunity. And I think we had this cohort early this month, and I think it's a perfect time for me to lobby myself in for the opportunity as well. Once again, my name is Abdul Malik Ajibadi, just in case. All right, so please, MC, please can you please say hi to the audience? We'd like to hear your voice, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks for the introduction, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you.
All right, thank you so much, Michael Taiwan. All right, over to the next person. Sorry.
Okay, so we have Ned, Mr. Ned. He is the operations and maintenance engineer for Amerisco. Okay, so he basically delivers high quality, cost-effective clean energy projects across the UK and Europe. He has about 8 years of experience in the energy sector. Ned leverages his skills in process engineering, control systems, does his due diligence, and storage system. He's passionate about advancing the energy transition and as well contributing to the global effort to reduce carbon emissions and enhance energy efficiency. So, Mr. Ned, please say hi to the audience if you can hear us, and thank you. Mr. Ned, can you hear us? Okay, so I think maybe he's having maybe little network challenge. Would reach out to him. So Malik, we'll move on to the next speaker. So just do an introduction. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, so we have Mr. Bilal. So Mr. Bilal is an instrumentation engineer with a strong interest in renewable energies in Africa and the Middle East region, and is an energy technical advisor at GIZ in Algeria, and is currently having his MBA in energy and strategy as a result of his, trying to expand his knowledge in energy politics. Thank you. Bilal, can you please confirm if you're with us and say hi to the house? Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction.
Okay, thank you.
Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, Mr. Bilal. Thank you for availing yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. All right, over to the next person. Very.
Okay, so the next person is Mr. Oladeji. He's a manager for new business Falcon Corporation Limited. Okay. He also serves as the Deputy Secretary General of the Nigerian Gas Association. Okay, so he basically started his career in 2006 and in accounts, right? And later became an accounts manager. Well, we can all see that he has a very large portfolio when it comes to business administration and economics, and also he is an associate member of the Nigerian Gas Association at the Energy Institute UK. Mr. Oladeji is married with children, and also he's known for his leadership, negotiation skills, and technical expertise. Welcome, Mr. Oladeji, to the call.
Thank you so much for having me. Good day to everyone.
Yeah, good day, sir. Okay, so the next speaker, Mr. Malik, can you take over? Thank you.
All right, so we have Mr. Balami. Mr. Balami Baraka is a gas and energy commercial analyst with vast experience in the technical and commercial aspect of energy sector, and he has over 19 years of experience in the up, mid, and downstream of the oil and gas industry. He's also a member of NGA and other professional bodies. Thank you so much for joining and availing yourself, sir. Baraka Yusuf Balami. Please can you say hi to the audience? Okay, so probably another network issue. So, but as we go on, hopefully we'll be able to connect with all of our speakers. Okay, so we'll be going fully into the panel session. This is just the introduction of our amazing personalities who have availed themselves here. These are really top, amazing people in the industry, and we'll be having the panel session. We'll be asking them questions. 3 minutes for each of the questions, and I'm sure it's going to be a very, very enlightening program. Also, we'll have their profiles change as the speaker speaks, so you'll be able to see who and who is really talking. All right. Okay, over to you, Glory.
Okay. So, Malik, can you take the first question, please? Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, okay. The first question is going to be for Mr. Olauti Oladeji. Please, before I go ahead, I would just like to confirm if you are with us, sir. Mr. Olauti Oladeji.
Yes, thank you, Malik. I am with you.
All right, perfect. Okay, thank you so much. So, so we would like to understand, if you could provide some examples of how startups are using, we've talked about innovative technology in the course of this program, and how could startups actually leverage these innovative technologies to improve the efficiency and cost effectiveness of, renewable energy solutions, really. If you can give us just some examples of how this could be done. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Malik, and thank you everyone for having me this evening. So basically, as we know that there is a global shift towards energy sustainability, and that push has created a lot of business opportunities for startups to contribute to the current green revolution that we are seeing happening across the entire globe. One of the key areas that the startups have been helping the space is their integration of artificial intelligence, Internet of a Thing. We are listening to the wonderful presentation that was made by the doctor. So in terms of artificial intelligence for fault detection, resolution of issue, data analytics, those are the kind of things that has been integrated to the sector. Let me quickly take us back. You remember when we had the NEPA, if there is a fault, the entire community will be shut down for NEPA to repair the pole, to replace the wiring. But when it comes to the current energy space that we have now, when startups deploy the infrastructure, it depends on the target market. It could be in terms of the local, it could be in terms of providing mini grid to potential customers. So in case of an IPP or mini grid, so they are leveraging on artificial intelligence. Not only that, there is a major issue that we are also seeing that one of the member of the YP also mentioned that when it comes to generating sustainable energy, is actually being done from outside. So factors like wind, sun, and water, that means you need to generate sustainable energy from outside. So this makes it quite difficult for you to have uninterrupted storage. So because of that, what the startups have done now is that some of them have partnered with key technology provider to be able to deploy good and efficient storage facility that will be able to store energy for a very long time compared to what we had before. In some climes, when the weather seems to be very poor, we are currently in the middle of huge rain in Nigeria currently now. So some people, they find it difficult to store their energy. But now, because if you are using solar, for instance, if you are using solar, there are batteries now that can go that long route before you have another sunshine that can charge your panel, that can charge your battery, make you to be able to go that long route. Thank you so much. I think because of the 3 minutes that you gave me, let me stop on here. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Olatunji. Thank you so much for that. Talking about how we could adopt AI, mentioning fault detection, data analytics, even talking about the mini grid application of AI to mini grid and, leveraging solar. Thank you so much for that, sir. So the next question is going to be going to Mr. Bilal. So, Mr. Bilal, we understand, you're the technical advisor, you have an expertise in the regulatory framework as well. So, we like to understand, right, the advancements in this energy landscape, really, because as a result of this advancement, there are certain challenges,
Hello,
right,
everyone.
and specifically challenges in
Hello.
energy storage and grid integration. Can you hear us clearly, Mr. Bilal? Hello. Are you with us, Mr. Bilal?
Okay. First of all, I'm extremely happy to be here with you. Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Can you
yes,
hear me?
please, you can go ahead. Yes, 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 we
Okay.
can.
Perfect. Okay. First of all, I'm extremely happy to be with you. Question: electrical generation from variable generation is growing at a very high rate in the world. The increases are largely driven by a combination of effects that include falling price for wind and solar generation, increasing concern over burning fossil fuel, and government policies. Power system operators are accustomed to maintaining system reliability against the historical challenges of uncertain and varying demand, along with both planned and implemented and unplanned outage. Increasing dependence on variable renewable energy resources provide additional challenges that are rising concern over the potential need for additional flexibility and optionality in the power system. Among the sources of flexibility and optionality is a wide range of energy storage technologies. Modern power system could not exist without the many forms of energy storage that are already employed, because electrical power is consumed the instant it is produced. The generator of electricity is normally carefully timed to that it occurs at the same time it is demanded. Storage usually occurs at the fuel level. For example, storing water behind dams, natural gas in and pipeline, and in cold pill when demand goes up. Fuel come out of storage so that electrical power can be created when needed. Getting significant portion of electrical power from variable renewable energy generation has increased pressure on the existing storage capability. A new phenomenon is being increasing experience as well. The creating of energy is exceed of demand at time. There are two options when that occurs. Either the energy must be wasted of demand or demand increase. One way of increasing demand is to go to end user device directly, turning on the device such as chillers or electrical heater. There is storage in here in some existing energy assuming device. Energy storage is nowadays recognized as a key element in modern energy supply chain and value chain. This is mainly because it is enhanced grid stability, increased penetration of renewable energy resource, improved efficiency of energy system, conserve for fossil energy resource, and reduce environmental impact of energy generation. There are many energy storage technology already reviewed in the literature. These technologies are currently at different level of technology maturity, with a few already proven for commercial scale application. Now I will speak about the role of energy storage system. Breakthroughs that demand dramatically reduce the cost of electricity storage system could drive revolutionary change in the design and operating of the electrical power system. Peak load problem could be reduced, electrical stability could be improved, and power quality distribution disturbance could be eliminated. Indeed, the energy storage plays a flexible and multifunctional role in the grid of electrical power supply. By assuring more efficient management of availability power, the combination with the power generation system, but by the conversion of the renewable energy, the energy storage system ESS provide in real time the balance between production and consumption and improve the management and the reliability of the grid. Furthermore, the ESS energy storage system make easy the integration of the renewable resource energy system, increase their utilization rate of energy and the quality of the supplied energy by better controlling frequency and voltage. Storage can be applied as the power plant in support of the transmission system at various points of the distribution system and particularly applying and equipment of the consumer side of the meter. Finally, energy. Just one sentence, okay? Finally, energy storage and integration into the grid are inseparable. Countries' energy mix are diversified, and we need a good strategy for integrating energy into the existing grid and a good storage solution to reduce loads and satisfy different needs. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Bilal, for that. So I really understood from all of what you talked about, the demand for this energy and, the need for storage, ESS energy storage, and integrating that to the grid system as well to solve these challenges. Thank you so much for your response to that question. Okay, so over to you, Glory, for the next question.
Okay, thank you so much, Malik. So the next question, please can you confirm you can hear me?
Yeah.
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, the next question will go to Mr. Ned. So Mr. Ned, can you hear me, please?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, okay,
yes, Glory.
great.
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, so we will be asking you a question based on the fact that you are into renewables and of course energy transition. So the question is, how can existing power grid be adapted or upgraded to integrate a high percentage of variable renewable energy sources?
Okay, thank you, Glory, for that question. Please, if you could give me a prompt when you think I'm near the 3 minutes, that would help. Well, to adapt and upgrade our existing power grid to accommodate for renewable energies, we need to be whatever we do is centered around the fact that most renewable energy sources they are variable in terms of their power generation. So that is, in the case of solar, we don't have sun all through the day. And for wind, the wind speed can vary. And as well for whatever source that you need that you'll be considering for your renewables. So it is very important to modernize our grids and make them as smart as possible. Smart in the terms that you want to improve your real-time monitoring, you want to manage energy flow, that's energy into the grid and energy out of the grid. You want to improve metering on the grid, that's like deploying smart meters for real-time data and analysis. You want to have an improved energy storage system because most times you want to do demand side management and load balancing. And that is only attainable when you have a proper storage system. Storage is like converting your excess energy when excess, storing it in a battery, converting it to hydrogen, or using the pumped hydro storage or thermal storage. You also want to make your grid flexible. These are ways that you could adapt or upgrade your existing grid. You want to make them flexible to be able to accommodate shifting loads and varying demand patterns, because like we know all through the day we don't have the same demand pattern. So you want to make your grid able to handle those shifting patterns. You also want to improve
your infrastructure, the grid infrastructure, whether for transmission or for distribution. For transmission, most renewable energy sources, due to our urbanization, would likely not sit in the center of our towns and communities. So many of them will be remote, but you want to transport it. It's always advantageous and advised to use high voltage DC, especially when you're transmitting, so that you have little losses. For your distribution as well, you want to ensure that for every integration of renewables, it is bidirectional. There is a context and there's a world where even from your solar panel in your house, you are able to give your access to the grid. You leave the house in the morning, you turn it off, but the sun is shining, your panel is still functional. So there should be a way that the grid benefits from that, and there should be a way that you are also monetarily benefiting from that. To get all this done, you would need regulations and markets reforms. There would need to be a lot of research and development in that direction, like the professor earlier said. So there would need to be a lot of research and development, and also public awareness. That is, we cannot go in that direction if the public is not aware of what we want to do and the roles that they would play in ensuring that we are getting there. So that public awareness as well is one way that we can help to improve our existing grid and modernize these technologies as we go forward. Thank you. Just to stay within the 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So I know that we all got one or two things from what Mr. Ned said. He talked about making it bi-directional, right? The grid benefits, you also benefit. Talked about storing in batteries, and also having a flexible grid. Okay, so thank you so much, sir. Okay, my next question is going to go to Mr. Michael Taiwo. Hi, Mr. Michael, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so Mr. Michael, I would just like to ask, because I know you are basically into carbon management and all, right? So I just want to just ask this. So what do you think are the primary sources, okay, of funding available for energy startups? Okay, so especially in Nigeria. So beyond the traditional bank loans, how can these startups actually get funding? So thank you, sir.
Thanks for that. I do have some notes on my Word document. Can I share my screen?
Oh, okay, sir. I'll stop sharing. So you can share your screen now.
Okay, thank you. Just let me know if you see this.
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so the primary sources of funding, I would say I think you said beyond the traditional bank loan, that means beyond the GTB and
Yes.
Zenith and things like that. You don't want to go to those people anyway,
Definitely.
because the rates
Right.
they will give you will be ridiculous. Approaching the Bank of Industry, the Nexim, Nigerian Export-Import Bank, those are people that would give you a rate that is more, sometimes they call them concessional loans. So the rates are lower than the normal commercial rates. Plus, they are taxed with development of the economy, and this falls squarely under that. We have the VCs, we have the angel investors. I know I have 3 minutes, so I'm going to rush through this, and I will make this available at the end of the call so that people can go through it in more detail. And if you have any questions, you can come to me. There are research programs like the Rural Electrification Fund. Where this would help you is that part of the money you're going to need to kickstart a project will be feasibility studies, where you're really not breaking ground yet. You're just doing research, and it takes money to do quality research to get quality data. So these programs can help. And then my favorite is really to talk about the international sources of fund, because there is only so much money that we have in the country, but the world itself is awash with capital, especially after the Paris Accord in 2015. So speaking about the Paris Accord, there is the Green Climate Fund, the GCF, is the world largest because it's funded by the United Nations. And it's to help countries, especially developing countries, to decarbonize. And these are places that you could go for to pitch your idea. The Paris Accord earmarks 100 billion, B with a B, 100 billion US dollars a year to countries. Some of it is not just like new development project, but some of it is for climate mitigation. So there are people who have been displaced by because of climate change. They call them climate refugees. So some of it is to help with that, but also some of it is for new projects. There is a global environment facility. There is a climate fund managers, and they are already in Africa and doing projects in Africa. I'll give a case study like the Connexa. It's a UK-based integrated energy development firm, and they have been able to secure $18 million to supply Nigerian breweries in Nigeria. So, and they were able to do that because of this climate fund backed by Microsoft and the climate fund managers. So those are examples that I think you can use to serve as like a template for new startups to say, where are the sources of money? And there is a lot of money outside of the shores of the country. You need to, all the basics you still need to follow. You need to have a pitch deck. You need to know who to call. And then also you need to align with, because people ultimately they'll be investing in you, but they're also investing in the country. So you need to align with the Nigerian Energy Transition Plan. So if that's something that you don't know about, I would ask you to research it. Nigeria has an energy transition plan, and you want to show international investors how your own plan lines up with the country's plan, so that macro factors will not derail your own plan. There are other, green funds available by the African Development Bank. So just like, Nigeria has, like I said before, Nigeria has the Nexim and Bank of Industry. On a more regional level in Africa, we have the African Development Bank. And they have these funds, the CEFA, and then the Energy Transition Catalyst Fund, which again would support entrepreneurs or startups that are willing to do things in the renewable energy line. And when I say renewable energy, it's hydrogen, it's geothermal, tidal, solar, wind, any low carbon or even zero carbon energy source. And with that, I will turn it over to you. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Can you stop sharing? Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so guys, you've heard it all from Mr. Michael. He mentioned about the various ways you can actually get, fundings apart from the conventional way. Okay, so Malik, please kindly confirm you can hear me so that you can take the next question for the other speakers.
Yes, I'm with you. Thank you so much, Mr. Makita, for that wonderful one once again. Okay, though this is going to be going to Madam Eleferia, and the question is going to be about public to private partnership, right? So what do you think are what is the role of public to private partnership in financing these energy initiatives? MT has given us a breakdown of different, financing opportunities, but how could we actually leverage this public to private partnership to achieve this as well? We'd like to hear that from you. Thank you.
Okay. I hope you guys can hear me okay.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Thank you. And first of all, thank you for this invitation. I truly enjoy this event. Every single presentation seems so to the point, to all the popular points. And thank you all the presenters and all the people who contributed in organizing this event. Many thanks. So to the question that you have just raised, which I think it's quite popular now, considering all this transition towards a more sustainable and energy efficient environment, I believe more than ever, these public and private partnerships play a vital role. And I do believe that the majority of the attendants agree with me on that we need these partnerships in order to bring more financial resources in being present and supporting initiatives. So all this kind of partnerships between public and private, it's not something new, but nowadays with the whole sustainability dimension and everyone going towards a more energy efficient environment, these partnerships play a more critical role. And even though the first thing that comes to my mind when we're talking about these partnerships is capital access and finances and investments, I think it's more important to emphasize a bit more the term partnership. So with these partnerships, basically both the private industry and the public sector bring all the top elements in the game. And by elements, we mean resources, mobilizing resources. We're talking about expertise, we're talking about knowledge, regional knowledge as well. All these are very necessary components to bring the partnership together and then be able to start the evaluation of the energy initiative that is being discussed and make sure that the risk is properly evaluated and assessed. So again, these partnerships, as I mentioned a bit earlier, are not something new. But now we see that more and more initiatives, small, medium, or big scale, are coming to attention. And we're talking about a number of initiatives that are focusing on sustainable environment. We're talking about minimizing carbon footprint. So basically, we're talking about a big pool of initiatives. It's very quite promising and quite positive to see so many initiatives being assessed or already being kicked off. And of course, may I just say here that these projects, no one says that these kind of initiatives are easy. They take many levels of review, assessment, and then final decision whether they're going to be approved or they're going to be, let's say, rejected. And again, this is where we see the partnership value here. Everyone has the best tools available, both the public and the private sector, to be able to understand what these initiatives bring and whether they are worth to move to the next stage. Another element highlighting that, private and public partnerships are really important and play a critical role in financing energy initiatives is because exactly nowadays there are more and more initiatives and there is such a big discussion and a high demand. It's very important through these partnerships, a critical evaluation is taking place. There are many ideas that we see that, for example, there are quite a few references during these presentations and to the panelists talking about, resources. Do we have all these resources available? Are all the key components required for these initiatives to go to the next level available? So this is exactly another reason that the partnerships. Yeah, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you could just round up. Thank
No
you.
problem. Maybe okay. I'm just gonna conclude, being cautious of the time. But just to wrap up my, let's say, my response, taking on board, the knowledge already presented here. I think we're all on the same page, supporting that these public and private partnerships are critical and play a very important role more than ever when it comes to financing energy initiatives. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Elefthea. Thank you. You've really highlighted important, elements here, talking about the resources, the expertise, having regional knowledge, risk evaluation, and the value that could be brought. Thank you so much for that wonderful response, ma'am. And okay, so the next question will be going to Mr. Yusuf Balami. And this is about the role of the energy transition for Nigeria. Coming from NNPC, I think it's something that NNPC really plays a very key role in that. So, sir, what do you think is the impact of the decade of gas as expected to make this energy transition journey possible, sir, for Nigeria? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Initially, I couldn't say hello because of the network. I would like to share my screen and then greetings to everyone so that I can answer the question quickly and then straight to the point because of time.
All right,
so
thank you. Go ahead. Yes, you can go ahead,
okay.
Please.
Okay, I'm seeing host disabled participant sharing screen.
Okay, Glory, can you make him a host, Mr. Balami Baka? You see him in the attendance.
Okay, yes, I will do that. I will do so.
Okay, so while you are still trying to make me share that screen, let me speak quickly.
Yes, I've done so.
Okay, so thank you. So while I'm sharing, I will also try and speak to some of the issues. Okay, I don't know. Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes, we can. We can. Thank you.
Okay, so let me be quick about it. So for Nigeria, the year 2020 was the year of the year of gas, while the year 2020, I mean the years 2021 to 2030 was tagged decade of gas, and that's where that question is coming from. So why decade of gas? Today, the landscape in Nigeria looks like this. We have about 210 TCF of gas, possibility of even 600 TCF, and we produce about 7 BCF of gas. Seeing that this enormous production makes us have an advantage on making impact in Nigeria. Today, I would say that we are a gas province with little oil. So our transition and our development is hinged on gas. How is it hinged on gas? Is that today we have identified 3 areas through which we are going to develop. One of them is gas to power. The other one is the gas-based industries, and then the export. So in the decade of gas for the NNPC and also for Nigeria, there are like 2 or 3 things that come out of it. We see gas as our transition fuel when we started this program of a decade of gas. But as the landscape kept changing, there was a high demand for gas, the race for how to run to decarbonization. We now see it not more like a transition fuel, but like a transformation fuel. Why is that so? One, is going to revolutionize our economy. That's going to put a multiplier effect in the 3 areas that I'm showing here. And these 3 areas are also being seen in this way: power, industries, and then even the LNG. For the LNG, it becomes a revenue earner for us. In the future, we know that we are going to transit to cleaner fuels, and the revenue we will get today from gas in this decade of gas will fund many of the new energies or the renewable energies we desire to follow. Some of the speakers spoke about other forms of energy, hydrogen and everything, but who is going to fund that? Gas is going to fund it. So that's also another advantage for us. So in going through the slides, you will see that the daily production shows that we are having demand for gas in these various areas, and it will continue to grow. continue to grow in the sense that we will see impact. Power will have a multiplier impact to small scale businesses. Gas-based industries will provide ammonia and methanol, which will also be an input to fertilizer for our food security. And then, of course, the LNG will also be, a portion of it will be exported to make us have some revenue. So the decade of gas for us will be seen in these three areas. One, in the upstream, we've had to do some changes to legislation of the PIA, of course, to unlock gas because the feedstock comes from the upstream. So currently today, unlock of the PSC gas terms has freed about 21 TCF of gas. And then, of course, the marginal field rounds has brought about more gas development to come. So, but where is the impact going to be felt is in the midstream and the downstream, which is what I was just mentioned, and then I'll stop. So today, the midstream projects like pipeline, which is you are seeing on your screen, and processing facilities have all commenced and are almost being completed, if not even completed. Why? An infrastructure is needed to supply that gas to the market. And projects that are also benefiting or will benefit from some of this infrastructure are power plants, which is the downstream end of the business. LNG projects, one or two of our colleagues who are in LNG knows that LNG 27 is also going to be one of the ways we're going to do our decade of gas and energy transition. Floating LNG is a new concept in the world, and Nigeria has undertaken two, which is the Gola FLNG and the UTM. And then, of course, mini LNG. Today, we don't want to use dirty fuel. Cost and also other factors are causing that problem. So the impact we felt that if we start doing mini LNG, that will replace dirty fuel and it's cheaper. And of course, the price of gas seems to be more stable than even PMS in the long run. For the areas of our switching to our cars, in 2020, when the decade of gas was launched, the auto gas and CNG initiative was launched where people are converting their cars with the high cost of PMS to cheaper sources like the auto gas, and it's helping our market to really establish. So I'll stop at this point because I have a lot of things to say and I'm mindful of the time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This should actually even be a different lecture, really. Thank you so much for
Yeah, so
all
you
of
might
what
invite me
you.
another time to give you a full lecture.
Of course, we will definitely do that. That has been noted. Thank you so much. We really learned a lot in this really short session. The fact that Nigeria is really about is a gas province with little oil. That really went straight like, oh my God. So thank you so much for that. The initiatives, gas to power, gas-based industry, the gas expertise, and these infrastructures that has been taken for that to be possible. Actually, we would like to still continue with you. So we'll be taking this in the reverse row. We'll continue with the question with you, sir. So this time around, we would like to understand, okay, we've actually mentioned all of this, but still there are all where there's opportunity, there's challenge, right? So what are, maybe you could actually give us the challenges and opportunities as well by, the current policy. We have the policies that have been as a result of the new PIA really that has aided this. So what are the current challenges and opportunities that are presented and the regulatory framework for specifically energy startups in Nigeria, and how can government actually help to support them, sir? Thank you.
So maybe I would like to share again, and then while I'm sharing, I'll also be speaking. Maybe probably you saw my slides. That's why you asked that question. So I have a slide already on what is happening in the challenges. So for the challenges today, for gas supply, but I will also encapsulate it with energy because of the importance of the field, the work we're doing today. So you see, always the source of the feedstock becomes a challenge. Once the feedstock is not sustainable, it becomes a challenge. Like, for example, if we have the gas and we cannot bring it to the surface, it's a challenge. And that's the same thing for what is happening with the energy policy today. Many of the other energy sources that we have, if we don't have it in readable amounts, then it doesn't form part of the policy and the regulatory frameworks that be used for startups. I don't think you want to start a business and then to just get clogged because of lack of energy. So that's part of the problem. The regulatory frameworks in the PIA is being implemented, but it's slow. So we're also beginning to see that kind of challenge in other aspects of the business of energy. Infrastructural gaps, we've seen problems with pipeline vandalization, and then the pricing of the commodity at the end user point is important. Today, we want to go to the willing buyer, willing seller for whatever kind of energy startup that government is wanting to use. And gas is an example for that to happen. But challenges we've seen, to wrap it up, is that we've seen the kind of also investment in other aspects of energy. Like, for example, the renewable energy, there's no level playing ground. And what I mean by level playing ground is that there might be incentives for gas and oil because it's priced internationally. But for renewables and other energy types, they have to put incentives. If not, the pricing and the financing constraints would not allow it to really be, would not allow it to grow. We've seen poor product quality and standards. Sometimes you buy fuel, you see how dirty it is. So also if the other energy sources too have that kind of concern, it becomes a problem. And one notable thing that we will need to see is that R&D gaps have to be breached if we want to get good promotion and market penetration and expansion for other forms of energy other than gas. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. That's amazing. Mentioning the infrastructure gaps, vandalization, the slow start, no level ground, and all of that. Thank you so much. This has been really wonderful with you. And over at this junction, I think I'll be handing over to Glory to take up the next question we have for our next panelist. Glory, can you confirm if you're with us?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. So
All right, so we'll be
the next.
Yes,
Okay.
so just to interject, we'll be going in the reverse order, so that will be Eleftheria this time around. Thank you.
Okay. So, hi, Eleftheria. Can you hear me? Hi.
Is this for me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm here.
Yeah, can you hear me? You can hear me
I
loud
can
and
hear
clear?
you loud and clear. Yeah, yes. Thank you.
Okay. So, how can startups demonstrate their value proposition to potential investors in a market that is still developing? And what are some of the key metrics and success indicators that investors look for when evaluating potential investment in energy startups? So are you clear about the question, or do I need to go right again?
Okay, no, I got it. Thank you. I mean, this is really interesting question. And I do enjoy the fact that during this event today, there have been quite a few references on startups because it's true, it's in such a high demand. Everyone's focusing on sustainability, on reducing carbon footprint. There's so many ideas, there's so many proposals on the table, and it's a very interesting space, really. Talking about, from wind turbines, geothermal, electricity, from biogas. So anything is being evaluated and very interesting to see. So I guess with regards now to what actually the investors are looking for when we're talking about startups, as per any general startup, not necessarily related to energy initiative, the first things that investors gonna look are what is the actual idea behind. So the startups that, let's say the ones that we are invited to review and assess, they need to have a clear message, a clear approach of what kind of challenge they are trying to address in the first place. You need to have a detailed approach on what is the challenge that they're trying to address. Is it something new? Or if it's not something new, but they're proposing an effective solution to an existing alternative, then it's also being discussed. So clear message is the first thing that you want to see from a startup. Then other parameters that are being investigated, profitability, the revenue growth, how scalable is this kind of initiative that the startup is proposing, what kind of resources are going to be required, and whether there's going to be any negative impact, because the last thing we want to achieve here is trying to fix something, let's say going towards sustainability and more energy efficient environment, but then we may be creating a different impact, like hazardous waste, for example. So you need to review the whole thing as a whole. And this is what investors are doing, and this kind of things that they're looking. Now, when we're talking more specifically for the energy related startups, there are other also metrics that we are reviewing. We're reviewing parameters such as what kind of benefits this startup is going to bring. Who's going to benefit? It's going to be beneficial for the people, for us. It's going to be beneficial for the environment, which is nowadays, this is a must. It's not nice to have. So we're talking about benefiting the people, the public, the environment. Then another thing we can consider as a metric when we're talking about startups is what is the actual initial footprint that the startup requires compared to the actual development, compared to the product, let's say, to the outcome. Again, if we need a massive energy consumption in order to make this initiative that the startup proposes real compared to what is going to be delivered, these are parameters that need to be thoroughly reviewed, I'm not trying to be pessimistic here, but just saying all the metrics that we see taking place, considering the big size of the pool of the ideas that startups bring along, other metrics, how do we measure the positive impact that the startup is proposing that is going to address? So they're bringing an idea, they're saying that they're going to address this challenge, but then we need to measure this kind of positive outcome. And again, being cautious of the time, I think one important parameter as well, which is also being briefly discussed, is that will this kind of startups will actually bring further development in the region? So apart from the actual energy initiative that is going to be achieved, are they going to bring more development, like new jobs, like infrastructure? I mean, I've seen many operations that I've worked on that initiatives and startups developed and benefited the whole region as a whole, which is a great example, and this is what keeps the vision and the motivation going on. And last but not least, just to conclude, which I also noticed briefly to be mentioned, but I would like to emphasize, taking the opportunity of this question, is also another key metric when we're talking about startups, is also how this startup supports the circular economy. So when you have a startup that ticks all the boxes that I've just mentioned and also supports circular economy, like you have the source there and you're reusing it in XYZ way to develop something else, this is brilliant. I think this is also another box that pushes many startups to go to the next level. And following the latest news, I don't know if you were familiar, just yesterday it was announced that one company based in Europe secured the funding of 14 million just because they proposed a way how to reuse the batteries from the electric vehicles, okay? And other many examples that have been mentioned during the presentations today. So, thank you too.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eric. I know you have a lot to actually say, but I believe if any of the audience have any further questions to ask you, they would let us know and we would relate to you. So thank you so much, Eric. Okay, so the next question, this goes to, please kindly confirm you can hear me, please.
Yes, loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Yes, please. Okay, so this goes to Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael, please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, so when I was reading your bio, I noticed that you actually fund or you're involved in funding young Africans and even down to the South Asian region on, for scholarships and all. So this brings me to this question, right? What advice would you give to young Nigerian professionals who are passionate about making a difference in the energy sector, but may not necessarily have a technical background or funding for it?
Okay. And permit me, I would share my screen again because I think that would increase engagement and let you guys follow me better. The first is to educate yourself. I'm big on education. I wouldn't be where I am today if I were not educated, because I come from very humble background. So educate yourself, stay informed, and then I would really advise that you network and you build on your relationships. You've heard it several times today. I've been on this call since 8 a.m. I'm calling from Los Angeles, and the recurring theme is network, network, network. So a good part of your network is SPE. So it's actually nice that you guys are active here, but there are also other professional networks that you can join. And while it's good for us to meet online, this wouldn't be possible physically, especially where everybody is in the world. So online is good, but face-to-face is better. So anytime you have the opportunity to meet people in person, seize that opportunity, even if it means you have to travel from where you normally work or live or study, do so. And then seek mentorship and guidance. There are those who have gone ahead of you. Whatever you're trying to do, somebody has done something similar. Even if it's not exactly the same, somebody has done something similar before. So try to follow in their footsteps. One of the best ways to actually learn is by doing. So I would say volunteer, any volunteer opportunities that you can see, take it. And even I would say internship. Sometimes the internship is paid, which is good. Sometimes it's free, but you get the experience and you get the network. So explore funding opportunities. I talked about funding in before. I would say that's also something that you can do to increase your chances. You talked about scholarships before. Our own scholarship just actually closed earlier today. We have over 13,000 applicants, and we'll be granting some scholarships to people so that they can pursue world-class graduate education. But there are also, several scholarships all around that you should look for. Crowdfunding is, I didn't mention that in my previous answer, but crowdfunding also should be closely explored. But people would crowdfund because they believe you and they believe your product, and that would also rest on you doing, your research and having a good business plan, which translates into a good pitch deck. So those are the things that I think, young professionals today without a technical background can do. Now, also keep in mind.
Mr. Taiwo, sorry to intrude. Just because of time, right? I know you have a lot to say, so apologies. Yeah. So yes, sir. So basically, guys, we've heard it from Mr. Taiwo about how we can actually, as regards the question, right? So how we can actually make a difference in the energy sector, even if from whatever background we come from. Okay. So now I'll be moving on to the next panelist. That's Mr. Ned. And Mr. Ned, please, we'll just because we have so little time right now, so you just make the answers and also the next panel. Ned, what role do you see in artificial intelligence and machine learning that can optimize renewable energy systems?
Okay, Glory, please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
All right, just to hit the nail on the head, it's been spoken. A few of the things that artificial intelligence can do and machine learning can do to help us, that they currently do to help optimize renewable energy systems is first prediction and forecasting, which is very key for renewable energy systems. To plan your supply, you would need to know when and how the weather conditions, the weather elements would be, and that helps for forecasting, that helps for planning your maintenance, for planning your business forecast. Also, it also helps for us to manage the grid. So if you have a smart grid, it helps if you are able to properly minimize the loss, optimize your distribution, and all these are models that machine learning and artificial intelligence helps with. It helps to automatically reconfigure the grid to balance whatever demand load as it comes in. It also helps with energy storage optimization. It helps you through artificial learning and through artificial intelligence and machine learning. You can know when to store and when to take off from your storage. Uh, One of the critical elements for me, because most renewable projects they are remote. For example, your wind turbines might even be offshore. They might be very far away from common locations. So it also helps for fault finding and diagnostics and analysis. Those are very, very common. Finally, it helps for pricing. We want to go to a market that is dynamic. That's where I think the energy market is more sustainable. The market that is dynamic, the market where the seller is able to dictate the price and, of course, a fair market price. And these tools are what helps to get us to that stage. It also helps with our home management. Due to smart energies and due to smart technologies, you are able to manage your home for heating, for cooling, and every other thing that is involved. Let's just stay within the time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's a love slide, but let's
Okay,
just.
so thank you, Mr. Thank you, sir. Okay, so we'll be moving on to Bilal. Bilal, can you confirm you can hear me?
Hi, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so great. Yeah. So this just for you to share some insights on this. So what do you think are the implications of current international agreements on climate change for energy startups?
Okay. To achieve the goal of the Paris Agreement, there is a pressing need to accelerate and strengthen technological innovation to that it can deliver environmentally and socially sound, cost-effective and better performing climate technologies on a larger on a larger and more wide scale. But there is no one size fits all approach. Different innovation approach are needed. It will be extremely difficult. It's not, if not impossible, to fully implement NDCs, National Adaptation Plan, and mid-century strategies without technological innovation. It is only through innovation that country can develop, modify, and deploy technologies that can reduce greenhouse gases emission and build the resilience to the adverse effects of climate change. But not all countries will innovate the same way. They will do so in accordance with their needs, priorities, and capabilities. And here we can and here we can see that startup have advantage in achieve the objectives set because they can grow very quickly, and above all, young people are directly involved in the process of innovation, financing, implementation, and execution of the strategies.
They are an estimated source of energy. I will mention the example of Algeria. Currently, there is a ministry dedicated to startup with a special program. The Algerian Disrupts program is a legal and regulatory framework designed to promote startup and accelerate their growth. The program also introduced a new public investment fund dedicated to startup, as well as startup accelerator called A Ventures. Currently, with the launch of the National Renewable Energy Program, there are quite a few startups working on innovation solutions, especially in the area of digitalization. They will be a driving force behind this program and an invaluable stakeholder. I could also mention an European startup working on energy storage, for example, which is revolutionary here. No expensive materials such as lithium are used, but recycled concrete from construction sites. No loss of energy efficiency over time. As with battery, the system has a lifetime in excess of 14 years. To conclude, I would say startup and young people are the future of sector. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome.
Guys, let's clap our hands. Let's, give reacts to all the wonderful speakers that we've had, right from Mr. Bilal, Mr. Olauti, Mr. Ned, Dr. Taiwo, Ellie, and of course Yusuf Balami. So please let's give a round of applause to them. So right about now, we will be going to the breakout session. Okay, so and you need each and every one of us on the call will need to select a breakout room. So Fejiro, please, can you initiate the breakout session so that we can select our rooms, please? So guys, you see a pop-up,
Okay, I've done
right?
that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pedro. So guys, you see a pop-up on your screen. Kindly join any breakout room you are basically interested and intrigued about the topic. Okay, so you are all invited to join, and I hope we enjoy our rooms and get insights from all the discussions that we will be having. Thank you so much.
Can everyone see my screen?
Hi, Mr. Baka. I think we all came back to the main room. So I'll try to initiate. Okay, thank you. So please kindly join once again. Probably it's network issue or something. So please apologies, right? So please kindly join again and see you there. Thank you.